So you're a student, maybe you're a parent looking for a new tablet for your child, maybe you're looking for a new small portable tablet for yourself, and you probably have your eyes set on the Surface Go 2 because of its price and because of its portability. Either way, I like its portability. I like its form factor. It has just enough ports that you can connect whatever devices you want to it to get your work done. And you have Bluetooth to compensate for anything that is wireless. You still have your USB Type-C, your audio jack, your Surface Connect port, your pen, which is optional. It'll cost you an extra $80, and a Surface type cover, which will cost an additional $129. Now, the good news, though, is that the original Surface type cover will still work with the Surface Go 2. This year, Microsoft decided to increase the screen size to 10.5 inches, which gives you a bigger display and reduces the size of the bezels. Now, by God, these are not the thinnest bezels I've seen, okay? 2020 is the year of thin bezels, but I'll take whatever thinness I can get, especially at this price point. The other thing to note is that Microsoft is doing something fantastic that a lot of other PC manufacturers, and Apple included, are not doing. And that's including a high-quality front-facing webcam. This 1080p 5-megapixel camera is fantastic. Like, look at me. This is the first time in my life I've actually thought I'm beautiful. And a lot of us are still working from home, and people are paying so much money for webcams, and people are price gouging them on eBay. Being able to have this in a more affordable tablet is such a nice thing to see. The display is 1920 by 1200, so it's not 3 by 2, but more like 16 by 10. Color accuracy, brightness is exceptional. Over 400 nits of brightness. So even if you go outside in the backyard and the sun is shining, you're still gonna be able to see your screen perfectly. Now, the two stereo speakers are positioned on front of the tablet, so the sound is smacking you in the face. They're not super loud, like they're not gonna blow your friends away, but they have nice clean highs and they sound super clear. Here's an example comparing the Surface Go 2 speakers to something like the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, there's 3 different models of the Surface Go 2 you can buy. The entry-level model comes with a Pentium Gold processor paired with eMMC storage and 4 gigabytes of RAM. No one should buy this. 4 gigabytes of RAM and eMMC storage is just not a good combination. Most should probably be looking at the mid-range model, which I have here, which also uses the Pentium Gold, but comes with 128 gigabyte SSD instead. Now, this SSD is an NVMe SSD. It's not one of the faster ones, but it's definitely faster than a regular SSD. Now, there is an M3 version of this product, and it gets really expensive once you start considering it because it costs an extra $100 on top of this one. Like, if you were to price this out with a pen and a Surface type cover, you're looking at $758. That's directly in line with a lot of pretty good Chromebooks and cheaper Ultrabooks. It's also in line with an iPad Air that comes included with a smart keyboard cover and an Apple Pencil. Now, depending on what you're doing, the Surface Go 2 might be a better pick, especially if you're taking a lot of notes. I find the pen input for note-taking to be superior on the Surface Go or any Surface product over the iPad. The problem with the iPad and its Apple Pencil is that it has a hard rubber tip. And this is fantastic if you're like drawing and sketching, but if you're taking notes, it doesn't feel natural. It feels like you're tapping on a glass display. The beauty about the Surface Pen and the Surface Pen Slim is that it has a rubber tip that presses inwards. It acts as a suspension. So when you're pressing down on the screen, it feels like you're pressing on a piece of paper. But my main problem with this laptop is the processor. This Pentium Gold needs to go. Like, I don't want to see it on the Surface Go 3. Like, just stop, please. Microsoft. This is a very slow CPU. It's slower than the chip that's inside the MacBook Air. It's slower than the M3 that you currently offer. In fact, I think every single SKU you're offering should just have the M3. And the way to differentiate the price points is by storage size and RAM. This Pentium Gold processor sure works, but it doesn't feel snappy. Like you open up something, there's like a delay, and then finally it opens up and things start to feel smooth again. Just imagine using this product 2 to 3 years down the road when you have all your software on there, you're using it on a consistent basis. It's just not gonna feel like a fluid computer. As for heat management and fan noise, it just doesn't exist. This is fanless because the wattage is low, and if you're taking this to the library, no one's going to be bothered by you using your computer. I think at the end of the day, you just really need to know what you're getting yourself into. If you're buying this strictly for content consumption, browsing the internet, and taking down notes in class, this is a great device. It's a great device, but as soon as you start adding too much to it and you start trying to push it, the processor speeds really hold this device back. If Microsoft just stuck with an M3 processor, I think a lot of people would have been much happier. And I'm hoping for the Surface Go 3, we'll see a better processor inside of these devices. Anyways, that wraps up my review of the Surface Go 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.